Hi everyone, so for our video today, we will be talking about the products that I hauled from Beautylish during their gift card event. So they finally arrived. So as you guys can see here, I placed 2 orders, and the main reason why is because there's a purchase cap for people from the Philippines when ordering from Beautylish. So when I totaled my order, it went a little bit over $200, and every purchase that I do on Beautylish has to have a cap of $180, so that's why I had to split it. And one of the packages actually arrived earlier than the other. That's why I'm doing this vlog now, because both of my orders are finally here and I want to talk to them together. So that's what we'll be doing today, and I think there will also be a little bit of some try on with some of the products that I have here. Now I can't remember what I got, and the main reason why is because right around the time that the gift card event started, I had to edit my cart because there are some things that I thought was quite redundant when purchasing. Like for example, if you checked out my vlog wherein I was preparing for the Beautylish gift card event, I added to cart there one of the lipstick sets from Tilbury. I actually pulled that out, and the main reason why is because Lisa Eldridge released some new lipsticks, and I don't have all of the money in the world to buy a number of products at the same time, so I just decided to weigh on which one I should get first. And the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks, her Rouge experience, actually tipped the scale. Hang on for a moment, my dog Chio is going a little bit crazy, so let me control him. And now I'm back. So I think Chio saw a squirrel in the garden, that's why he just darted out, but he's now back here beside me and he's a little bit calm now, so I hope he just stays that way all throughout the video. But anywho, before we continue and unbox the things that I got from Beautylish, I already have some makeup on. So before I started vlogging, I started with adding some of the Lisa Eldridge skin and makeup enhancing mist. I sprayed it all over my face and then I just patted it in, and then I actually did apply some of this Kiko Milano Holiday Wonderlights Silkyglow Foundation Concealer. So I just got this recently because I was invited to the launch of the Holiday Wonderlights collection of Kiko Milano, and I fell in love with this foundation, and this is what I have now. Of course, I set it with some powder. I used the old version of the Givenchy Prism Leave powder in my under eye area in Voile Rose, and then for the rest of my face I used my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and that's it. So one thing also, by the way, I'm shooting under natural light today, but I'm shooting earlier in the day, so the light is not as bright, but I still kind of love it though, because at least it doesn't look too washed out, if you know what I mean. And I'm also using a different kind of a audio material today, so I hope that this registers well. And this is connected directly into my phone, because before I used to use a Bluetooth microphone device, but I think it's starting to give out. And during my last vlog wherein I was talking about the Kiko Milano Holiday Wonderlights experience, my microphone just went haywire and it gave me a lot of audio trouble. So I hope this will work for us today. Okay, so much for that introduction. So let's start with this first box that I have here. Now this seems lighter than the other box, so let's just open it. Ta-da! Okay, alright, so the first box that I have here contains some eyelashes from Ardell. So I decided to get these because they were on sale at the time. So if you go through Beautylish, and there's a lot of tabs there at the top, and I was just curious what was on sale, and I saw that these Ardell double up eyelashes were available, and I just decided to get them. So I have 2 different types here. So the first one is the Mega Volume in 251, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's so much volume coming out from the band here, and this is great for stage or for runway, or if you just want to have a dramatic eye look, this is great. Oh no, sorry, I have 3 different kinds of eyelashes, by the way. Hang on. So this is 204 in the double up line from them. It has amazing volume here on the lash band as well, but I think the Mega Volume 251 has more fluffiness in it it has more like, you know, bristles. So at least we have different types of eyelashes here to play with. And we have the 208 here. Now this one has less volume and also less curvature with the hairs on the band. And this is great for just like, you know, someone who doesn't like to have like, you know, dramatic eyelashes. I love Ardell eyelashes. I think they're one of the best, and it's just like, you know, quite unfortunate that I couldn't get a lot of them here in the market, like especially the individual ones. Like, you know, I can't get them here anymore, and even on Beautylish I don't see them like up for sale or even restock. So I hope that changes in the future, because I love using individual eyelashes when I am working. They are my go-to eyelashes every single time. Alright, and the next thing up is actually from Charlotte Tilbury, and I believe this is her bronzer. Now, I did not discuss this when I was doing the vlog on prepping for the Beautylish gift card event. It was actually on my list, but I just forgot to add it to cart, like, you know, when I was doing the video. But I have been very intrigued by this product, and I also needed to add a new bronzer into my collection, because I just had a lot of, like, you know, the NARS bronzers, and I was just like, you know, using some from Viseart. So it's just like, you know, high time to try a new one, and I just decided to do it during this gift card event. Look at that packaging, very beautiful. It's like a clamshell. It's like, you know, when you open this, Aphrodite will pop out of this. And look at this beautiful bronzer that we have here. So this is the shade number 2. Yeah, so this is in medium. So I decided to try this color first, because if it will work on me, then I might purchase the other shades as well. I love the big pan that we have here, very luxurious, and it kind of feels like it's a very generous amount of product, but we only have 0.56 ounce or 0.16 grams of product, so we have a very thin pan here actually. Okay, so let's try this out today. So I have here my Sonia G TF1, one of her new brushes that she launched this year, and I'm just gonna swirl the brush here on the pan. Now, I do have to say, when I was swirling the brush, the powder on top of this was actually very, like, you know, smooth, and I actually saw some product, like, you know, fluff or kick up. So we have a very soft, like, you know, bronzer here, so we don't have to use a very, very strong brush to actually pick up this product. This means that you can actually adjust, like, you know, on how much, like, you know, product you can pick up depending on the brush type that you actually use. Okay, so I'm just gonna add this here on my cheek, like, you know, as a bronzer kind of a thing. Ooh, that's a nice shade, quite intense. I was not expecting that, but I also think that I picked up too much product from the pan. So let me try applying the bronzer on this side of my face. Okay, that's so much better. So a little of this product goes a long way. So this is the initial impact of color that this brush applied on my face, and this is how it looks like when you have less product. So in my makeup sentiments, less is always more. Okay, so I kind of like it. I just have to be careful with this, because if I use too much, it's gonna look orange on me. But if I just, like, you know, use a very nice thin layer of this bronzer, it gives me a very nice sun-kissed look, and the formula is actually quite beautiful. So let me just buff out the bronzer here with the brush that I used earlier for my, like, you know, loose setting powder. Really buff out the edges. I like the warmth that I see though, and I also like the fact that I can buff out, like, you know, the product nicely. So I am liking the shade, and I am liking on how easy it is to actually use, to blend out and to actually buff out. I kind of love this. But I think on the next purchase that I'm going to do for the Charlotte Tilbury, what's the full name of this? Airbrush bronzer, I think I'm just going to purchase the refill version instead of buying, like, you know, the big packaging here, because this will not fit in my makeup kit, and it's actually a little bit heavy. So maybe I might just put it in a palette. At least that way it's going to be easier for me to transport, and also it's going to be a little bit cheaper, because if you buy like, you know, the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer like, you know, which includes its packaging, it's just going to be a little bit expensive. This is beautiful. I love it. It looks like I'm airbrushed. It also makes me look like, you know, soft focus to a certain degree. And it's also going very well with the Kiko Milano foundation that I used today. This is quite nice. I love it. What I love about it though is that when I'm looking at it here on my phone, it doesn't look muddy on my skin. Very nice even finish. I like this. Okay, so I believe I'm going to check out more Charlotte Tilbury products now after this vlog. Okay, and the next package that I have here, I love that they're in bubble wrap. At least it's safe. Okay, so now this is from Danessa Myricks, and this is her Forever Flushed. So this is a set of 4 blushes, and let me just open this. And I think this is the reason why this box that I showed you first actually arrived later, because this was back ordered. So let me just slide it out of the packaging. Now this, by the way, is a great stocking stuffer, especially for the, like, you know, holiday season. And if you're someone like me who is relatively new to Danessa Myricks, well, I've known her products for years, but I have not played around with her blush products just yet. So again, this is a nice introduction into this line of hers. So we have 2 regular sized brushes here, and then we have 2 smaller sized blushes. So I think this looks like they can be eyeshadows with the size of this, and this might be a little bit difficult to use with a regular blush brush. So the first color that I have here is Dancing Queen. That's a very nice wine color, cranberry kind of a color. Now I'm not gonna try this with us today because I want to do a standalone video for these products. Anyway, so the next color is Spiced Latte. So this is a very nice warm toned brown. Maybe this might be a little bit caramelly. Now this small one is Red Velvet. Lovely color. If you have very deep skin tones, this will be perfect for you. And the final color that we have here is Jubilee. So this one has a very nice peachy, orangey, warm tone. Very nice. I am looking forward to trying these out. Okay, so that's the first box down, and let's go on and try and open the second box of goodies here. Let's open everything and remove the top paper. Okay, so we have more Danessa Myricks products here. So I have here the Velour Puff Duo. I love this puff from Danessa. I actually have one in, like, you know, the lighter shade, and I just decided to get this because just in case if I'm working with more than 2 people on set, I can, like, you know, designate one colored puff for someone and then another colored puff for someone else. And I just love how, like, you know, soft it is. It's very silky. It actually feels very luxurious. It's one of the better, like, you know, velour puffs that I ever tried, especially in this shape because it's very popular these days. And let me just open the brown one so that you guys can see it. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Very nice and silky, very smooth, very luxurious looking. Very beautiful. Now the Duo, by the way, comes with 2 different sizes. So you have a bigger puff and you have a small puff. So you can use this for your under eye area, and then you can use this for the rest of the face. And for sure, you can also use this to apply, like, you know, some cream blushes or, like, you know, liquid blushes, or, like, you know, retouching for foundation. It's actually very good. I love it. So do check these, like, you know, velour puffs from Danessa. They're actually very, very good. Okay. Alright, so the other things in the box are these eyeliners from Wayne Goss. So these are his the Essential Eye Khol Pencil. So I got them in 3 colors, and I fell in love with this because I just love the texture of it. And truthfully, when I am doing, like, you know, eye makeup looks, the only types of eyeliners that I apply in the waterline are Khol eyeliners. So I don't use gel eyeliners in the waterline, like, you know, especially when I'm working with someone, because gel eyeliners can feel very uncomfortable and they add texture into your eyes. And, like, you know, there have been times, like, you know, especially during the early parts of my career, that I have a, like, you know, actress complaining that, like, you know, it makes her eyes heavy, and then it just gives a different texture into the eye. But for Khol eye pencils, they are actually, like, you know, lighter, and just they're more forgiving. Okay, so the first color that I have here, it's Rich Hazel. This is a very nice brown shade. Look at that. So it has a very nice sooty kind of a tone, which is perfect, especially if you're someone who doesn't like to wear black eyeliners. Okay, so the next color that I have here is Crystal Merlot. Now this one has a red tint to it. Look at that. Nice and creamy application, right? So if you have blue eyes or green eyes, this will just be very perfect for you. It will really make the color of your eyes pop. And the last color that I have here is in Obsidian, of course black, because like, you know, we always have to have basic colors with us. Very nice intensity of color, nice pigmentation. Again, look how easy it is to apply and to blend out. Look, very, very nice. It doesn't have any grip to it, so at least it gives you enough play time when you're actually applying the eyeliner on your eyes, and even like, you know, blending it out with your eyeliner brush. Okay, so these are the 3 eyeliner pencils from Wayne Goss. And lastly, I have here the Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette from Danessa Myricks. Now I have been looking at this for months now, and I've just like, you know, really been like, you know, going it over in my head if I could use this, like, you know, as a makeup artist, because if we take a look at it here, there's a scent to it. It's a very personal kind of a palette, because it's like, you know, very, very small. And I'm also trying to see if I could actually scoop out some of the creamier formulas here and transfer it into a palette. But like, you know, I'm just very curious with this product, but I am seeing something on this shade here. What shade is this? This is the color Bark. I'm seeing some crystallization on top. Let me just get a brush here in front of me and let me try to scoop that out. No, it's just crystallization of some sort. So I'm actually glad to see that it's not mold or whatever. So I'm very, very relieved to actually, like, you know, be able to have removed that. So which is like, you know, a crystallized fiber on top of it. And I think I also have one here on the Mirage palette. Okay, let me just remove it with this brush. So maybe this forms on top. Did anyone ever experience this from the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette? Please let me know down in the comments box, okay? Because that's the first time that I'm seeing crystallization on top of like, you know, a Danessa Myricks product. So I don't know if that's residue from the formulation or it's just like, you know, something that occurs naturally, because after all, her products here uses Upsilite. I forgot the that main ingredient that she uses in most of her products. Let me just, like, you know, read through it. Yeah, it's Upsilite. So maybe that's that. Okay, so I'm very excited to try this out, and I'm going to be making a standalone video for this. So if you guys are interested, please subscribe so that you can get updated or alerted when this video is actually up. Okay, and oh, there's also one more thing here in the box, by the way. I think this is a gift with purchase. Look at this tiny product here. I wonder what is this. It's also a blurring balm powder. Wow, that's a mouthful for someone who is dyslexic. That's a little bit difficult to pronounce in one go. So let me just open the box here. Okay, so this is in the color Rose and Brunch. Okay, I love it. I actually love, like, you know, these smaller types of blush packaging because they're just very easy to store in my makeup kit. And I know I said that I'm not going to try any of the blushes right now from Danessa, but since we're here, let's just play around. So let me get a little bit of the product with my spatula here, put it at the back of my hand, really blend it out, really crush it. Okay, so it's a very nice creamy formula. And let me get a small brush. So this is from Eihodo. Let me pick up a little bit of this and apply it on top. Now, the main reason why I said earlier that I wasn't going to try any of the blushes today, it's because I already had some foundation on, I already had some powder as well, and I also tried the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. and I wasn't sure how well, like, you know, cream products would apply on top of those, but so far I am seeing that there's no patchiness going on, and I'm liking on how intense this blush is actually looking on my skin right now. So if you are someone who has, like, you know, very deep skin tones, this blush color would actually have looked perfect on you. Okay, so I'm just using the brush that I used earlier to apply my foundation, and I'm just going to blend out the edges, really buff it out, and hopefully whatever product is left of the foundation here on the brush, it's just going to blend with the blush. And I can see it blending very well, but I still have to play around with these blushes from Danessa more so that I can understand how it works and how I could layer it, because I am seeing some patchiness going on here, and maybe that's my fault, because after all I already have some powder on top of my foundation. So maybe I should, like, you know, apply this before powder, because after all I believe these blushes from hers, they dry down into a powder formula. Look at that. But I do love the intensity of the color though. I love the flush that it's giving into my skin. Let me just get, like, you know, the foundation here on the palette, and let me blend it on top. Okay, so that kind of like helped tone down the intensity of the shade, and that actually blended quite nicely. So I think we can also use an underpainting kind of a technique with these blushes from Danessa. And let me just remove any excess color here at the back of my hand, and let me just apply it on top. Okay, that's actually quite nice, but I still have to play around more with these blushes from Danessa to get to know it more intimately. Alright, so I believe we have come to the end of our vlog for today. So I hope that you guys enjoyed me showing you what I got from the Beautylish gift card event. Yee! And it's really not a lot, but, like, you know, with me, I always purchase things that I am interested with and with things that I need in my makeup kit, and that's how you should approach your makeup purchases as well. So if you have any more questions about all of the makeup products that I used today, please let me know down in the comments box and let's have a conversation about it. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna let you guys go now. Thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye.